What's up guys, CrackaJack here with a 38-3 gameplay. I'm using the PM9, which is not a good gun, a gun that I would not recommend, but I took the long haul, got it gold, and found the best attachments and uses for it. Okay, so I'm running with the extended max and silencer, the two attachments that I recommend. So obviously use the attachments proficiency, just because it has a large fire rate. It has, I think, 1,000 rounds per minute, and adding rapid fire would increase that, but it would make the recoil a lot more. And this gun has a lot of recoil as it is, so you don't want to add recoil to it. It'll just make it worse. Extended max, because with that big fire rate, it runs out of ammo very fast, and you're gonna need to reload a lot. But with extended max, it reduces your chance of dying while reloading because you don't have to reload as often. In silencer, just because you want to stay off the map with any gun, silencer's good with most guns in the game, like except shotguns and snipers. But I was going for a Moab, that's why I'm using specialist. So it could have been a better gameplay if I was using assault. But 38-3 using PM9 while using specialist is really good because PM9 is not a good gun at all. But my starting perks are scavenger, just so you have a lot of ammo and you don't have to run into like the heat of the battle to get ammo and just die then. Then hardline, obviously, so I get my perks faster, and steady aim, because this thing is really good hip firing. You do not want to aim down sights. I probably get 80% of my kills hip firing and 20% aiming down sights, just because this has a very small like hip fire spread, which is good for submachine guns. So that means you want to hip fire a lot. And aiming down sights, the iron sights are horrible, and it's got so much recoil that the iron sights just bump up like crazy. So you like never want to aim down sights unless they're really far away and you're trying to get them. But still, you don't want to go for that gunfight because it's going to take 6 shots to hit them. And if they have an ACR or a Type 95, it's going to take them 3 to 4. And you have a submachine gun that has really high recoil, so you're almost never going to win that gunfight. So I would highly suggest just sticking to close quarter maps in or close quarter situations and playing to the like the style of the map. Like I'm sticking to this area and upstairs because I know it's a close quarter area of the map, and that does me really well in this gameplay because you'll see that I'm mostly upstairs because that's a really close quarter of the map, and you need a close quarter of the map using most of the submachine guns. But that's not the topic I wanted to cover. What I wanted to cover is host migration, because as it is now, host migration is very, and rage quits are very prevalent in the COD series after World at War. So the idea I heard and think it's really good, and added some too, is that each person has a percent. This percent is kind of like a win-loss percent, but it's a little different. The percent is how many times or how often you stay in the game fully and you don't rage quit. For example, and the person with the highest percent of staying in the game would get host. I'll like leave that up to you guys. Okay, so if I have a 90% and everybody else in the lobby has lower than 90, like an 80 or 65, or whatever their percent is, then I get host. And that's because I don't rage quit very much if I have that percent. So it'll give me host because it will probably not migrate host, because obviously I don't rage quit that much if I have that percent. But what happens if there are 2 people who are tied for the same percent? It goes to the person with the best connection. For example, like you don't want to give host to someone who has a really crappy connection, so you would give it to the person with the best connection. And with the percentage thing, if only one person is like the highest, but they have a really bad connection, he wouldn't get host. The second guy with the highest percent would get host if he had a decent connection, because you don't want to play on a game that has a bad connection. And what this would do for the game, it would reduce rage quitting so much, because whether you're host or not, you would want to get that percentage up so someday you would have the chance to be host. And so if you're getting dominated and you're about to rage quit, you would just think, wait, should I rage quit? Because if I do a lot, then I'm not going to get host. So people won't rage quit. which means that people won't people won't leave games and games will finish with six people on both teams, or 9 if they're playing ground war. So there will be a lot less rage quits and a lot less host migrations. With less host migrations, first of all, theater mode will be better because videos won't be like split in half nearly as much because people aren't leaving, and it won't be as laggy because there won't need to be lag compensation, which is a big part of why Modern Warfare 3 is kind of not that, could be better of a game. Let me just say that. So this would do the COD series really well, and it would probably increase the sales because people get really mad with lag compensation and they just want COD to be really good, but it can't be that with all this lag compensation stuff where people with good internet get punished, but people who rage quit get rewarded. So if they did the percentage thing that I was talking about, the people who stick it out, stay in games even though they're getting dominated, would get a host, and they should get rewarded. Because why would you reward someone who never finished the game because they died 2 times in a row and they leave? Why not reward the guy who has died, who's like 1 in 6, but he's still in the game because he wants to stick it out and he wants to see what the end of the game is like, I guess you can say. You should just, I think they should always reward the people like that, who are just troopers. They're getting whooped, but it doesn't matter. They're staying in the game and dealing with it and then doing better next game. But this video will hopefully go up in GlitchyLock's Commentator Challenge Round 2. So thank you, GlitchyLock, for just hosting this competition and everything you've done. We all know it's been a lot of hard work, so thank you. And good luck to the other competitors. Good luck to all you guys. And yeah, just thanks for watching. But I'm not done yet. So more about the gameplay. You see, I was sticking to this area and that around the top part, and this is where I get most of my kills because it's a really close quarter map. And I was about to go outside here, but I recognized that it would have been a bad idea, so I just went back inside. And that's what you have to do. You have to stick to. And I was sticking to my teammates because you don't want to run into groups of them with this gun at all. So sticking with your teammates is really good. Luckily I had good teammates so they could hold their own backs and stuff, and they weren't too crappy. So that's good. It all ended up to 38-3 gameplay. Pretty good. Oh, well, anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, peace.